Start a fake podcast. When you do this, it gives you a little more credibility. That's what this guy on Instagram is out here telling people to do, and he sells content services. If he's telling you to start a fake podcast, what do you think he's selling you? A fake podcast doesn't give you credibility. It gives off scam, fraud, and phony vibes. And if that's the type of advice you're listening to, you're not building credibility, you're destroying it before it even starts. So today, I'm going to break down why a fake podcast is worse than no podcast and what you should actually be doing instead. So when I saw that video on Instagram, I couldn't even believe someone in this industry was actually saying this. And worse, selling it like it was legit advice. I had to make this episode because I couldn't stop thinking about it, especially because some of you are actually buying into this bullshit. And nothing bothers me more than fake people. I'm not just saying this because I sell podcast services. Hell, this episode isn't even about doing a podcast. It's about doing things the right way, building real credibility instead of chasing shortcuts that make you look like a fraud. Because once people realize you're putting on an act, the trust is gone forever. Nobody wants to do business with someone who builds their authority on lies. It's like renting a Ferrari for the weekend and pretending you own it. Sure, maybe you'll fool a couple people for a minute, but anyone paying attention knows you're actually full of shit. And worse, when they find out the truth, you look desperate. And that's exactly what a fake podcast screams: desperation. Now here's the argument these guys make. It's just about creating clips. It helps you look and speak more freely. A podcast set makes you look more professional, and you can crank out content at scale. Okay, let's stop right there. If the whole point is to make clips, then just make clips. You don't need to lie about it and make it look like a podcast. Just sit down, turn on the camera, and start shooting content. And if your excuse is, well, I suck on camera, guess what? A fake podcast is not going to fix that. All it does is record more bad content. If you suck on camera, the solution isn't to fake credibility. The solution is to simply get better on camera. Practice. Use a teleprompter. Script out your videos. Record 50 takes until you finally nail one. That's how you build skill. That's how you build confidence, and that's how you build real credibility. And let me address the whole misconception around teleprompters and scripts. Clients and prospects have always said to me, "But Bill, I don't want to look and sound scripted." All right, I get it, but you know what I say back? Then practice. I said the same things before I got better on camera. And besides that, this isn't about looking robotic, it's about having a system. And guess what? A teleprompter works. Showing up unprepared doesn't. Having a script keeps you focused, makes your delivery tighter, and it's exactly what allows you to create content at scale. Because you can batch, record more efficiently, and stay consistent. And here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with scripting your videos. In fact, I actually encourage it. As long as the words are yours and the message is authentic to your expertise, it doesn't make it any less legit. It makes you more effective. So let's talk about what actually works. Credibility comes from consistency, showing up week after week, even when nobody's watching yet. Credibility comes from clarity, knowing exactly who you're speaking to and why your message matters. And credibility comes from authenticity. Even if you're a little awkward at first, people respect real way more than fake. And here's the kicker. If you do want to launch a podcast, then just do it right. A real podcast is one of the most powerful tools you can have. It builds trust in long form, it gives you depth, and it positions you as an authority. And yes, it still gives you a ton of short form clips. But here's the difference. Those clips are actually backed by something real. Not a staged podcast set, not a fake format, but actual content that matters. You don't need to fake anything. You just need to commit to creating something real. But again, if you're not ready to commit to a full-blown podcast, that's okay too. Why don't you just start out by making authentic short-form content and just call it short-form content? So here's the bottom line. You don't need to fake a podcast to look credible. And you definitely need to stop listening to these fake gurus on Instagram or any other social media platform. What you need to do is get better at showing up for real. That means learning how to be confident on camera, knowing how to create content that actually connects, and building trust instead of destroying it. So if you're serious about building credibility the right way, shoot me a DM on Instagram at Bill Corcoran Jr. or hit me up at billcorcoranjr.com. Appreciate you spending the time with me today. This show is built to give you what you actually need, not just what I think. So if there's a topic or question you want me to cover, let me know here in the comments or hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn at Bill Corcoran Jr. If it's strong, I might turn it into a full episode. And if you want to dig deeper, you can find more content at billcorcoranjr.com.